Played 4, lost 4, nil points.
Nice to get a goal on the board from McGoldrick. A lovely strike.
It looked oddly similar to John Egan's straight red sending off in the beginning of the game against Aston Villa.
Another weekend, another defeat for the Blades. Hard to put your finger on that one today. Both sides weren't up to much first half at all. Very, very little chances in the game.
Quite optimistic actually going into this game. We're due to score a goal. Also conscious though that we're due a loss against Arsenal in the league at least, after taking 4 points off them last season. But after that Leeds performance, quite optimistic. Thought we'd do well, but we didn't turn up. Didn't turn up until about 10 minutes before the end. Where was the team from last season that was well drilled, well organised, took the game to every opposition, even to the big boys? We just seemed to be more toothless. Seemed to be the team that everyone expects us to be before we came into the Premier League. Just a shadow of ourselves, really. Very disappointing.
The important thing after a defeat, or several defeats, or stretching now to 7 defeats, is to not panic and go, So I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do instead is look at it like this. Would we expect to win at Arsenal away? No, probably not. Did we perform poorly in parts? Yes, so that makes it a little bit harder to take. But we had a bit of fight at the end. And whilst it's disappointing that we had to wait till about 84 minutes till we started playing the way that we recognise Sheffield United to play, we did see enough there, I believe, to give us a bit of hope.
4th straight loss on the bounce here to start the season. 2-1 away to Arsenal. We scored a goal, so I think we could all get that monkey off our back. Strange that our first goal is one we can't even really celebrate. You know, I didn't get up off my couch and scream and shout like I usually do when the Blades score a goal. So nice of Didzy to get us off the mark. But a lot to talk about from this game. If we zoom out and don't get really in the muck of 4 losses on the spin, we'll say 2-1 away to Arsenal at the Emirates is not an unexpected result for a team like us. Obviously, we went there last year and snatched a point and beat them at home, but usually you wouldn't beat yourself up over losing to Arsenal at the Emirates by a goal. But obviously, you zoom in a bit and think now we're still on 0 points after 4 matches, and our fixture list ahead of us doesn't look very promising, aside from hopefully Fulham.
Unfortunately, another loss. That's now 4 on the season, but we finally got a goal. So really excited moving forward. I think we have some big prospects up for us after the international break with getting to face Fulham. We now have Rhea and Brewster as well. So a lot of exciting stuff. But this game, first half, nothing exciting. Other than the first 4 minutes, you had the David Luiz tug on Ollie Burke as he was going by him. Probably should have been called something, at least a foul, maybe a yellow, could have been a red. It looked oddly similar to John Egan's straight red sending off in the beginning of the game against Aston Villa.
That's 7 on the trot in the league now. 1 goal we've scored this season. Cracking goal ball, McGoldrick, took it well. Lovely through ball for Baldock. Lovely curling ball into the net. But other than that, we didn't look like scoring.
The thing that's slightly concerning is we are playing our formation, but not playing our formation. And by that I mean we're still not bombing forward down the flanks like we used to do with our defensive pairing of Jack O'Connell and Chris Basham, because we've got Jack Robinson who is playing there but not playing in exactly the same way as Jack O'Connell did. And it looks to me like Jack O'Connell is going to be one of the biggest misses we possibly could ever have imagined. I think we all knew how valuable he was, but now we're really seeing that he was not only playing with injury for a while, which meant he wasn't the same Jack O'Connell, but Jack Robinson hasn't quite had the same attributes to be able to operate in that exact same way. And that's been disappointing because obviously if we have him, Jack O'Connell, fully fit, I don't think we have the same amount of points, 0, that we've got now.
We didn't put any pressure. Another thing, actually, the whole game, really, we didn't apply the constant pressure again that we were known for. And Arsenal, when we did occasionally, when Burke, bless him, running his socks off, when he put pressure on, they lost the ball. They kicked it out, made mistakes, but we didn't capitalise on that. Long balls from Rammers still, which I'm guessing is an instruction from the bench. Don't understand that. last season we were Bramall Lane at least, we were bowling the ball out to the left-hand side in the first half, overlapping. Fair enough, O'Connell's not here now. But then second half, right side, you tended to be bowl the ball out, build from the right. But there was none of that today. We were one of the highest in the league for crosses. One of the things that attracted Brewster to come to us is get into these crosses. Didn't seem to be crossing the ball with that one from Osborne that looped up in the air and keeper claimed.
2 minutes in, and Louise has a full hold of Burke's shirt. And you know what just drives me absolutely nuts is, why do we have VAR? I'm fine. If the referee doesn't see it or doesn't believe it, fine. Honestly, fine. That's why we have VAR. Why is there no check? Why does the referee not get sent over to the monitor? Yet when Egan gets given a red from a referee 40 yards behind the play, VAR just looks at it and says, yeah, no need to go to the monitor, you're right. Obviously, I think we should have been playing with a man advantage for better part of 88 minutes, but it wasn't to be. And so then if you zoom in a bit, I think in the first 45 minutes, we were solid, we were compact. I think Burke ran his socks off. I would agree with Wilder. Hold-up play once it got to Burke and McGoldrick wasn't that great. But every time I seem to see Burke with a ball at his feet, he either had 2 or 3 defenders around him, or the nearest blade was 25 yards away.
Second half, Lunny could have gone down, could have got penalty. We're too honest. Burke first half, Lunny second half, they go down, they shriek. Nobody wants to see it, but we're not. Everyone else is going to get decisions and we're not. We need to be a bit smarter and do a bit more of the dark arts.
The first goal, well worked by Arsenal, and second week in a row, sleeping at the back post, give a free header for the goal. That said, it was nicely taken. Nice to get a goal on the ball from McGoldrick, a lovely strike. Adds to the adage, if you don't shoot, you don't score. And I think that's been the problem the last sort of 6 months for the Blades. They're just not shooting from outside the area. They seem to be overplaying, passing too much. And the big difference is the running. Baldock, Stevens, last season you would see bursting on. Lundstrom the same. Yes, he missed that chance against Leeds. But we've been worked out, I think.
Ramsdale, again, the 2 goals. Saka on 61. Nice header, but Ramsdale completely nowhere he should have been. Second goal, Pepe, 64 minutes, 3 minutes later. All right, it went off the post and went in, but Ramsdale was nowhere near. I'm losing confidence in Ramsdale. Watching his positioning, he did pull a good save off in the first half.
The second goal by Pepe, just a really good individual goal. Not much we could do. He put it in the perfect spot, got right past the defender. Just not anything anyone could do.
I've seen a lot so far about why did we take Burke off. That was my first thought. I thought McBurney should have come on from McGoldrick, and McBurney maybe could have held up the ball and released Burke a bit more. But I'm just going to assume that Burke is still working on fitness levels, and after running so tirelessly and basically being a lone striker for 45, 50 minutes, that his race was effectively run.
Jack Robinson, yes, I mean, Wilder said he can't be expected to play there for every match, which is a great confidence boost for him. But this was his chance to really show that he should be there, and I just felt it was disappointing. Doesn't seem to be able to cross a ball, pass back a lot, and the long throws that terrorised Arsenal in the Cup were pretty ineffective today.
The game did open up after that. We put on Fleck, we put on McBurney, we put on Sharp. I honestly was a little surprised with how the substitutes went. I would have taken off McGoldrick for McBurney at first, left Burke on because of his pace, but he was looking tired. And then Didsey did score.
It's been a big miss, Fleck not being the same player. Could the game have been different? David Luiz, should he have been sent off? Are our players too honest? I thought Ollie Burke could have made more of it, could have gone down. That'd have given the referee a decision to make. That said, Sander Berge had a silly challenge, wasn't it? You easily seen them as red cards. He got the ball, but you can't follow through like that. One thing we really need to change is the substitutions. Bash him off, Sharp on. It's all a little bit predictable. At 2-0, what was wrong giving Stevens a rest, and let's see what Lowe brings to the side?
Lunny, disappointing. Supposed to be box-to-box midfielder, wasn't very mobile at all. I didn't really see him do much. He didn't seem to get into second gear. Very quiet for him. Baldock seemed up for it though. He seemed to be talking, shouting, actually wanted to get going, and again disappointed we weren't putting the ball down the right hand side for him.
I am giving a bit of heart. I loved Didzy's goal. Great to see it again. I've seen it now multiple times. It's a beautiful strike. But moments in that game that were crucial, they were key, and they didn't go in our favour. And yes, David Luiz should have been sent off. You know, we don't really mind referees getting the things wrong. We just want them to consistently be wrong or consistently be right. I think that's all fans want. If you're going to send John Egan off against Villa, you've got to send David Luiz off. Ideally, you don't send either of them off because it's a man's game and it's all gone too soft.
McGoldrick had a pretty poor match. I thought he should have come off instead of Burke. But then he scores that goal. Absolutely beautiful goal from outside of the area as well. And I think we need to find that balance. You know, we're all about getting to good XG positions and getting good chances of scoring, but we need to have a balance between that and also the example of Diddy today where he marauds forward, people are backing off him, have a shot at the keeper, you know, get a goal like today, beautiful, or he might parry it for a corner or parry it for someone to tap it in. We need to get a balance between getting good XG but also taking an opportunity and having a shot at target. And we did have quite a few shots at Leeds as well, so I don't understand today why that didn't happen until, as I say, last 10 minutes. Osborne, Fleck's been off form. Osborne's had a really good chance to cement his place in that position, but today seemed to be like a kind of Red Bull with legs.
I don't know where we go from here. You know, you look at, I know we shouldn't talk about other teams, but you look at Villa and Leeds. Villa putting 7 past Liverpool at home. I mean, wow, come on. Man United getting beat by Tottenham. And yet, we are really struggling to score.
We can't put all our eggs in one basket. We can't expect Brewster to score a hat-trick against Fulham if he's not getting service. Distinct lack of service today. Like I say, crosses weren't there. Not many forward passes. Berger not putting many forward passes on. Fleck, when he came on, was quite a first. Ended a couple of good balls. We've got to get better service for our strikers if we expect them to score.
You know, hopefully we'll see Brewster against Fulham. If it were me, listen, 0 points in 4 matches. Nobody could fault Wilder for bringing the changes. We just bought 2 new fullbacks. Get them on the pitch. And that's nothing against Enda and George, but let's just gut the sentimentality if it does exist in the team. Get Lowe and Bogle on the pitch. I'd get Norwood back in the team just to ping the ball about a bit. I really like Berg. I think he's going to be a good player, but he can really slow our play down and just kind of wander through midfield looking for a pass. I think put him in that Lundstrom role and let's see him drive a bit as well.
We need to get some points at Fulham. If we don't get some points at Fulham, we're going to be really, really struggling. And people are going to think Sheffield United, yeah, they'll take nothing from us. And at the moment, I've got to say, I think they're right.
Do we change the formation? You know, I think everything has to be on the table now. And I think, unfortunately, and I hate to say this, as we're only going into our 5th match, but Fulham's a must-win. And not a must-not lose. It's a must-win. We have to get 3 points because now they're our rival.
International break now. A lot of players away on duty. I'm sure Brewster will be up top when we come back. Who's he going to be best with? David McGoldrick for me. I really would like to see that combination. I think McGoldrick can put Brewster through at a bit of pace. No need to panic. No disgrace losing at Arsenal. Ends the 2.5-year run without a defeat in London. But there we go.
There are definitely some positives going forward. I thought our defensive shape, other than 3 minutes and 2 goals, the rest of the game we looked solid. Even after we went to a back 4, it still looked pretty good. So definitely, like I said at the beginning, a lot to look forward to after the international break with a new striker and with getting to play Fulham, who are probably the only team that are feeling as bad as us right now.
Disappointed overall. Glad to finally get a goal, get that hood off our back. Let's move on.
A long way to go, and in Wilder we trust. Have a good week, Blades. See ya.
Look at that ping from Norwood. Makes other teams look no good. Yeah. We've got a team full of leaders. Alan Hill, Chris Wilder taught us. Right. Yeah, there was us on the tour bus. Yeah. Look how many goals Billy scored us. It's beautiful downtown Bramall Lane. We are the boys from Shore.